ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ओम सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। ओम निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबद भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयति अखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवण त्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कंदः। मुक्तिर्हित्वा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ षड्विंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच। ऐल उवाच। चैंट फ्रॉम 21। ओम त्वं मां सरुधिरस्नायु मेदो मज्जास्थि संहतौ विण्मोत्रपूये रमताम कृमीणां कियदन्तरम् अथापि नोपसज्जेत स्त्रीषु स्त्रैणेषु चार्थवितु विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात् मनः क्षुभ्यति नान्यथा अदृष्टाद् अश्रुताद् भावात् न भाव उपजायते असंप्रयुञ्जतः प्राणान् शाम्यते स्तिमितं मनः तस्मात् संगो न कर्तव्यः स्त्रीषु स्त्रैणेषु चेन्द्रियैः विदुषां चाप्यविस्रब्धः षड्वर्गः किमु मादृशाम्। श्रीभगवानुवाच। एवं प्रगायन् नृपदेवदेवः सौर्वशीलोकमथो विहाय आत्मानमात्मनि अवगम्य मां वै उपारमत् ज्ञानविधूतमोहः ततो दुःसङ्गमुत्सृज्य सत्सु सज्जेत बुद्धिमान् सन्त एतस्य छिन्दन्ति मनोव्यासङ्गमुक्तिभिः सन्तो नपेक्षामच्चित्ताः प्रशान्ताः समदर्शिनः निर्ममा निरहङ्काराः निर्द्वन्द्वा निष्परिग्रहाः तेषु नित्यं महाभागेषु मत्कथाः सम्भवन्ति तान् नॄणां जुषतां प्रपुनन्त्यघं ताये शृण्वन्ति गायन्ते ह्यनुमोदन्ति चाद्रुताः मत्पराः श्रद्धानाश्च भक्तिं विन्दन्ति ते मयि भक्तिं लब्धवतः साधोः किमन्यदवशिष्यते मयि अनन्तगुणे ब्रह्मणि आनन्दानुभवात्मनि यतोपश्रयमाणस्य भगवन्तं विभावसुं शीतं भयं तमोप्येति साधून् संसेवतस्तथा निमज्जोन्मज्जतां घोरे भवार्धौ परमायनम् सन्तो ब्रह्मविदः शान्ताः नौर्दृढेवाप्सु मज्जताम् अन्नं हि प्राणिनां प्राणः आर्तानां शरणं त्वहं धर्मो वित्तं नृणां प्रेत्य सन्तोर्वाग् बिभ्यतोरणं सन्तो दिशन्ति चक्षुंषि बहिरर्कः समुत्थितः देवता बान्धवाः सन्तः सन्त आत्माहमेव च वैतसेनस्ततोऽप्येवम् उर्वश्यालोकनिःस्पृहः मुक्तसङ्गो महीमेताम् आत्मा रामश्चचारः। इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे ऐलोपाख्यानं नाम सत्सङ्गमहिमा नाम षड्विंशोऽध्यायः। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Bhagavata Sharanam Mama, Shri Sadguru Sharanam Mama, Shri Suta Sharanam Mama, Shri Shukadeva Sharanam Mama, Shri Vyasa Sharanam Mama, Shri Narada Sharanam Mama, Shri Kumara Sharanam Mama, Shri Brahma Sharanam Mama, Shri Vishnu Sharanam Mama, Shri Parabrahma Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sharanam Mama, Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Om Mukhaṁ Karoti Vācālam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkrupātamaham Vande Paramanandamādhavam Sarge Satteja Kailase Vaikunte Nasti Ayam Rasaha Atapibandhu Sadbhagyaha Mama Munchida Karhichida Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha Shrimad Bhagavata Mahapuranam Ekadasha Skandha Muktihi हित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ षड्विंशोऽध्यायः ऐलोपाख्यानम् श्रीभगवानुवाच ऐल उवाच Having saluted all the devatas, Bhagavata avatars, Bhagavata acharyas, Bhagavata bhaktas and our Rishi Muni gurus, also to Bhagavan Krishna who is in the roop of Bhagavata Purana. Few questions, just ask and answer. Are we human or animal? Question, obviously the answer is human like animal or animal like human. Where do we come? Where have we come? A question. Answer is we have come for satsanga. With what identity we came to this class? The identity is the sadhaka. And what we are here to do? We are here to listen to Bhagavata. And why and how we want to listen to Bhagavata? Attentively, how is the answer? And why is what? So that we want to grasp what is said in that. Do we really want to grasp it? Understand it crystal clearly? What is said in Bhagavata? Not only by the external words, but also by the internal most intention of Bhagavata Purana. Intention of entire Acharyas of Bhagavata Purana, whether it is Parabrahma, whether it is Srimanarayana, whether it is Brahmadeva, whether it is Sanat Kumaradi, whether it is Narada, whether it is Vyasa or Shukadeva or Suta Mahamuni or Vaishampayana Rishis. Exactly what they mean, what they gave in Bhagavatam, and what they why they gave Bhagavatam. Do you want to grasp it that way? A question. I will not answer it. Each one. Do you want to grasp? Then why do you want to grasp also? Exactly what they mentioned and why they mentioned. Is it only time pass? Is it only an entertainment? Or is it adding one more feather to our hat? Or is it under some compulsion? Or is it under some obligation? Or is it an escapism? Why? Why do you want to come, sit, listen, understand, grasp? A question is asked. In these questions, the answer decides how much benefit we get out of these satsangas. Then the main question is, first actually this is the question. Do we want to change ourselves or do we want to continue? Big question. And if we want to change, the change we want to change according to our own whims and fancies, or we want to change because of some pseudo ideal from an seeing a empty ideal in the world, a meaningless ideal or idol, or we want to change as per the instructions of our shastras like Bhagavatam. If we really want to change for our own growth or the good, a beautiful, excellent, from the beginning till end movie cinema is the AILA Upakyanam, which we are relentlessly seeing from last 14-15 days. This is a beautiful story or a movie or a kathanika or a katha or a itihasa, a serial. कुछ भी नाम दो आप. Really, if you want to change for our good, just half of his life we followed up to being kicked by Urvashi. Half we followed. So luckily, we need not follow everything what our Pururava did. Half follow करो काफी है, because already आधा हो चुका है. Is it not? Any doubt in that? The second half only, if we can, है. The P1 is over, the P2 is to be done. PU1 is over, PU2. PU1 means Pururava, PKU1 and PKU2. PKU1 is Pururava kicked by Urvashi 1. That is called PKU1 cinema. Second, PKU2 is Pururava's K means knowledge of U means ultimate. Same, PKU, but the definition is changed. Pururava kicked by Urvashi 1, but second is Pururava's knowledge ultimate. K, knowledge. K for knowledge, U for the ultimate. Second portion, if you can really picturize it, in our own mind, feel, identify with him, and exactly word by word, shloka by shloka, if we can follow him, we have done the best to ourselves. And in this topic of Urvashi or Pururava, if we are not convinced, if we are not clear in the understanding, if we have not done the sadhana, if we have not changed ourselves, if we have not improved ourselves, if we have not grown our evolution of spirituality, perhaps where will we grow? And the only way we grow, if we don't grow here, is go through some 1,000 more lives in different ways, funnily. After the 1,000 lives, 1,001th life, again we have to come back to the Pururava story only. There is no other way. Because here there is a great achievements are there with all his efforts as a king. Great name and fame are there because he earned the name in three lokas. And the example for his name and fame is that the Swarga Loka Vasini, and Urvashi herself came to him. This is a sign of his achievement. Generally, women like the rich people and the handsome people and loving people and people with all great qualities. Is it not? And one more quality they love the men to have, and that quality they know how to make them mold to. Pururava had all the qualities of richness, handsomeness, and all the love that he can give to her. Because he said, no, she kicked me with like a blade of grass. How? Saparichadam atmanam hitva tunamiva ishwaram. So the entire parichada he had at her own disposal. What more a woman wants? All that he could do which a woman likes. And she came. Only one thing more she wanted, that she molded him to be. What she wanted is he should become her slave. He became whatever the weapon she used, whatever the medicine she used, he forgot himself, his own esteem or prestige, his own earlier achievements, his own future possibilities. Everything he forgot just to become her slave. And how do you say? It is written Kridamuga. He became Kridamuga. And she has an art of making, if a woman wants, she can make anybody Kridamuga. Except a very rare, highly evolved people. Here, women means Prakriti. Is it not? Only the one who is continuously establishing in Drukdrishya Viveka. I am Druk Swarupa Atma. I have no meaning with the Drushya or relation with Drushya, or entire Drushya is Mithya, or there is no Drushya born at all. Only Druk Swarupa Brahma alone is there, according to Mandukya. The one who sticks to that. Apart from that, anybody, how much ever great person, still they have to be infatuated. Example is again the same fellow, Pururava. और कहीं क्यों जाए? And he had a very good time in that way, in the gross level. I'm telling you the Kahani story, cinema, for us to easily identify and learn from it. Then, as it happens in everybody's case, in anybody's case, nobody can escape, is a time came where she left him and went. Now, there are two options. When he leaves her, when she leaves him. There's a lot of differences. Mind you, he might have had his own wives when he was infatuated to Urvashi, and when he had to spend time with her in the closed doors without knowing days and nights for years. That's what he only mentioned. है ना उर्वशा शेर बता न तृपे दादोगा he said no कि how many years I have gone that I was in that only navedayanti nayanti hi urvashya krishna chetasaha. So we are only telling in English what is said by Pururava in Sanskrit. When he had to do that, or when he did it, he must have left his own most beloved wife otherwise earlier. He must have had the wife, no? But when he was with Urvashi, where is wife? He might have one or two, three, we don't know. So means what? He could leave and he left. And when he left by his choice, there was no pain for him. And why did he leave? Because he found somebody better, something better. That's why he could leave. But always remember, we are not the winners of the game. In this tamasha of the world, we'll also be the losers. And this is the most funniest thing that the Maya of Paramatma can do to anybody in the world who are under his or her clutches. That for the sake of whom we give up everything, not Parabrahma, for the sake of any of such things. They themselves leave and go. Now you know, when we by choice left, there was no pain. But when we were never imagining that something which we are holding on to will always be with us permanently, and we never imagine they leave us. When they leave, the inevitability happens. The pain is unbearable, the dukkha is unbearable. But from that alone, like Pururava, if we can bring our intellect to work, we get such an dispassion that again never we will fall in the life. And as I told you, that sloka of Bhartruhari or some Subhashita, long back we quoted, the world is so funny, not only in this matter of man, woman, mainly that matter, any matter it is. Ki whomever you think about, that will not think about you. They think about something else. And they think about something else, that will not think about them, they think about something else. And when we are thinking about somebody else, somebody is thinking about us. And that body is thought about by somebody. This delusion, this Maya, unless we become a Sakshi and witness it, we will never understand it. And thus, everybody in this way who are in this chakkar, if not today, tomorrow, they'll be disappointed. Like when Urvashi came, she proposed. He also said, none greater than you. When you yourself come by your own choice, who will be the one who will refuse? This was there in 9th chapter of 9th Skandha 14th chapter. That time, none of them imagined, let us say like that, not only Purava, that a day will come where she will go. He thought it is always permanent only. But we may think like a body, our health. We will think we are eternal, we are going to be healthy all the time. All that. Others will not trouble us or cheat us or will not insult us. When the child is growing at the age of 3, 4, 5, we imagine on him, he will grow such a great way that मेरा नाम हो, इस नाम का जो है ना वो रोशन करेगा. All that, how many hopes the parents have on children. But when he grows, the number one gunda or the one who does so many of nonsense things and troubles. हम ही कहते हैं कि हमने सोचा ही नहीं था ऐसा. मैंने कहा जैसे ऐसे बच्चे पैदा होने की वजह नहीं होना बेटर है. Like that Atmadeva and his son, that Dundukari. When the world is showing to us so many cinema serials of this type, why not we learn from it and help ourselves? See that slokam, yam chintayami satatam mai sa virakta, sa pyanyamichati satatonya sakta, asmat krutepi parichintati kachidanya, dhiktam cha tancha madanam cha imam cha mam cha. सबका धिकार हो, बढ़िया सा वो श्लोक है वैराग्य. धिक्ताम च तम च मदनम च इमम च माम च. ताम तम इमम मदनम माम, सबका धिकार हो जाए. Yam chintayami satatam, whom about I am thinking, sa mai virakta, she is not interested in me. Sa pyanyam ichyati, she will think about somebody. Sa tatonya sakta, but that fellow is interested in somebody. Asmat krutebi parichintati kachidanya. Somebody is behind us. Therefore, to her, to me, to her, to him, to the entire cause called as the desire or lust or passion, sabka dhikar ho. Dik tam tam madanam idam mam imam mam. This is a vairagya. It won't come overnight, but one day it has to come. And every time when we go through in our own life such things, or every time we see it is happening in the world, or every time we study such shastras, we have to consciously put effort, go to a little next or higher or greater level. Okay. The next higher greater levels, as I feel, are only three. First is from the deep core of the heart. Listen carefully. From the deepest core of the heart. Oh Lord, I want to get rid of it permanently. And then I want to reach you. This is the first thing we have to bring the change in us. With all the experiences. If today's experience doesn't give, at least after 2 साल जो होगा, 5 साल का जो होगा, अगले जन्म में जो होगा. But this first change should happen in us. We have to learn. This is the result should happen to us as we witness or observe such things happening in our life or the world. Also, when we study such portions from the deepest core of the heart, uncompromisingly. Because without that deepest core of heart, that I want to get rid of all that and I want to get you. All else, even the God's grace, also will fail. You understand it? How important is that? And that thing, when it is uttered in the class, that time only we have to listen and do the commitment or conviction. अभी हमको वो संकल्प लेना है कि भगवान मेरे हृदय के अंतराल से सिवाय आपका किसी भी तरह का कामना ना रहे, सब निकल जाए. मैं दिल से कह रहा हूं, अगर उस कहने में कमी है, उस कमी को आप ही निकाल दो और उसको दिल से बना दो. The desire first. Every desire is dangerous. Only one desire is safe. And that one desire which is safe is the desire to be desireless. Try to catch. Because every desire is adding desires. But the desire to desirelessness removes all desires. Do I have it? And this comes to us only after so many years of our own such experiences. And luckily, if we are exposed to Shastra, in which something greater and higher is heard. Like in the case of Pururava, he saw something greater than his wife or others in the form of Urvashi. Therefore, he left them and he came to Urvashi. When she also kicked him like Gada base, he looked into something greater, and that was ultimate. He did not go to Ramba and Menaka or Tilottama and say that Urvashi left me, now let us enjoy. He directly went to Santa, and from the Santa, he ultimately understood the ultimate truth greater than now. Because he is holding on to the greater, we attend to. Not only he came out of this pain, but the gain was so great that he got such an ultimate where no other Urvashi could tempt him anymore. See that change? That's what I am saying. When we study Shastra and are impressed by the ultimate goal of Bhagavan, that will be told in the entire portion. When Bhagavan will tell who are the Santa, they talk about me, they talk about the Tattva, they inspire you in that. We'll see every word, every shloka. खत्म नहीं हुआ अभी उर्वशी का हो गया आज खत्म हो जाएगा इसलिए एक बार समराइज कर रहे हैं ताकि फ्रॉम टुडे टुवर्ड्स एंड फ्रॉम टुमारो ऑनवर्ड्स अ वीक और सो we spend, if not week, 3-4 days in this Satsanga Mahima. Every word we'll analyze. So, first thing is what? The deep desire that I don't want anything other than you. I don't want anything is out of all the miseries of ours and the stories and the worldly things, worldly happenings. Other than you desire is when you study Shastra, where the glorification of the devotee's joy, the glorification of the joy of Brahmagnani when we listen. Like we are going to do it in the Taittiriya Upanishad in our second Valli. You know, Vyasa UDDHAVA Ashishto Drishto Varishtaha Tasyam Prithvi Sarvavitasya Purnasya Sayeko Manusha Anandaha Teshata Manushanam Anandaha Sayeko Manusha Gandharvanam Anandaha Shrotriyasya Jakamaha Tasya. How many times we chanted? See, we are doing इसलिए थोड़ा थोड़ा याद हो रहा है मेरे को. Ultimately, it is said, Sayako Brahmana Ananda, the ultimate Brahmananda is so greater than any other Anandas. Is it not? And there's only Ananda which never gets reduced, never is stolen by anyone. है ना पायो जो मैंने राम रतन धन पायो चोर न लेवे और घटे न दिन दिन बढ़ जायो रे घटे नहीं रे all those songs when we take them deeply जितना deeply कामना को हम लेते हैं ना उतना ही डीपली हम इस भजनों को कीर्तनों को इन विचारणों को इस शास्त्रों को लेने से उस डीप हार्ट में जाने वाला ये शास्त्र ज्ञान all those diseases it will remove. As deeply the disease, so deeply if the medicine goes, that medicine will remove that disease. So take to the heart such Shastra study, such Upasana study, so that I want Bhagavan alone. I want Bhagavan alone. Like Nachiketa, like Prahlad and all, that should become strong. That should be the second thing. Second portion of the first thing. I want nothing, Lord, other than you. I want nothing, I want you. If this is happening, all the dukkhas we have gone through in our life by all the Urvashis was good. Thank you to all of them. That is because of you that I could tune to Bhagavan. I could desire to that fulfiller of all desires called as Paramatma. Is it not? Mazadar baat? First one. This should happen in us. Second one is what? Once we have desired for desirelessness and we desired for the divinity, nothing other than Him, just because of the deep desire, it won't happen also. Why? Because of the so many vasanas, so many prarabdhas, so many obligations, so many of the habits, they die hard. Vasanas, they will push us. Prarabdhas, they will bring us to. You understand? When the prarabdha is not deeply understood and prarabdha as prarabdha and is gone through as a prarabdha, that prarabdha will become a karma which can lead to another prarabdha. Again, like you are a Mahabhakta, you are a Mahagnani. Yet, out of prarabdha, some eating sukha came to you, ice cream, etc. If you have forgotten at that moment it is a prarabdha, even if you are Mahagnani or Bhakta, the ice cream asana will be formed. Some other time it will tempt you. What I am saying is, even though the first thing achieved of, I want to be desireless, O Lord, I want only you. Yet the prarabdhas, the habits, the vasanas, they are so much powerful. और तीनों मिलकर अटैक करते हैं. These three enemies, the UPA, the unproductive alliance की तरह, when they find my desire of desirelessness as an enemy, and they three become together. The habit, the prarabdhas, the vasanas. And the loka in which we are now around. Never ever underestimate or remove from the mind the loka in which presence we are. The loka, the people in that loka, the total thought content that is present at that moment, in the moment when we are in this world, and the vibrations there. All of them powerfully influence us. Subtly. And the more we become subtle in sadhana, the more subtly they influence us. At the gross level, they don't. क्योंकि anyway फंसा हुआ है, अब इसको क्या फंसा है? दमन बाहर आना चाहते हैं, वो उनको फंसाते हैं. सूक्ष्म जो इस जगत में इस समय रहने वाले टोटल वाइब्रेशंस, लाइक दिस वर्ल्ड, द एंटायर वर्ल्ड इज full of the kamis, full of the artha kama purusharthis, only full of materialistic bhautikavad. Those thoughts are so much in the world. Everybody's mind, like our mind also, we also are sending our thoughts as a content to the total thought. Total thought. That influences us. It may not pull us totally into it if you are very powerful, but it will go on obstructing us in not allowing us to do sadhana. How do it doesn't know? It comes and it takes all our energy only in pushing it away. लाइक हर दिन हम जप में बैठते हैं, जो भी थॉट्स आते हैं ना, उनको पुश अवे करने के लिए पूरा मेडिटेशन सेशन हो जाता है, एंड वी नेवर डू द जप फॉर व्हिच वी सेट. And it goes on happening every day. This is how the total vibration thought subtly troubles us. They're all when you sit for meditation and try for it, when we utterly fail and then we analyze, then we will know कि इसका मतलब अब ये दुनिया ऐसा है कि मुझे करने नहीं का साधना. अब क्या करूं फिर उसके लिए? देयर आर अदर टेक्निक्स, some other struggles, some other tapasyas, nishtas, anushtanas, vratas, all of that we have to do. And that has to be done for some 100 lives, not one life. Okay. Therefore, what to do then? Second point when we are discussing, the second one is deeply, sincerely, intensely, ardently, we have to pray to the Lord. First thing is what? Through all the experiences, I had my own clear, undoubted sankalpa or desire that all desires should go away. And I have the desire that I must have only the Lord. ये होने के बाद these are the obstructions we said. To combat them, who can help us other than Bhagavan? Therefore, ardently, sincerely, pray to Him with the same intensity with which we prayed to Him earlier to fulfill our desires. है ना? कितने जन्मों में गिड़गिड़ाते हुए उपासना पूजा करते हुए संकल्प में भगवान मुझे ये दो वो दो ये दो वो दो मांगा हमने ना. We have asked for it. With the same intensity of desire, prayer, we have to ask Him, O Lord, though my desire is noble to be desireless, as well as my desire is to have you, yet I am not able to drop that desire. I am not able to drop fulfill this desire. Please help me, please help me, please help me. Exactly this is what our Pururava did when he said in the 15th sloka, Kahanu Anya Mochitum Prabhu. आत्माराम ईश्वरम ऋते भगवंतम अधोक्षजम. आत्मारामों के ईश्वर भगवान अधोक्षज के अलावा who will free my chitta which is caught by, which is kidnapped by Urvashi. We saw it exhaustively. What we are discussing today is nothing new. Already what we discussed, what is there in the text, in a more clearly, systematically, we are trying to understand. See, the chitta is the one looted. From the chitta only, mana, buddhi, ahankara come. Chitta is storage of vasanas. So, in my vasanamaya kosha, the urvashi is seated so much that in the buddhi, the desire to have urvashi, that conviction है ना, वो नहीं जा रहा है. And the mind is तड़प रहा है, तपन कर रहा है. What buddhi decided for that? And this ahankara has become slave to that mana buddhi. You know, that is what he said. In the next few slokas, he said, Bodhitasyapi devyame suktavakena durmatehe. See, manogato mahamoha na apayati ajitatmanaha. See, all the three things have came here. Atma means ego. Manogataha means the mind. Mahamoha, which is in the intellect. In the intellect, the delusion that I must continue to have urvashi. That is a conviction in the intellect. Moha कहते हैं उसको. It is not seeing beyond and it is not accepting what is before. Beyond is Paramatma. The thing to be accepted before is she has kicked you and going away. But Buddhi doesn't want to accept it. That is called Mahamoha in the Buddhi. And because of that, the Manaha, what mind is doing, तड़प रहा है, दुखी हो रहा है, रो रहा है, गिड़गिड़ा रहा है, जाए तिष्ठे जाए घोरे तिष्ठा तिष्ठा. These are the mind and the senses and the body running behind. So the mind, senses, body is running behind. Buddhi is not able to give up its moha, convinced that she should continue. She is proving that I don't want you. She is kicking. When he said go karabata, it must have happened that she must have kicked him. But the buddhi is not. Then Atma is what? Ajitendriya na apayati ajitatmanaha. That the ego I am not able to quieten. The I in me, I am not able to stop it from becoming slave to this mana and buddhi. That's what his own effort so far for again her. That's why, what is the main point we are conveying here? Other than Bhagavan. Who can? Because of the knowledge of this, that other than Bhagavan Shakti, nothing can help us to come out of this thing, that in all the Jnana Shastras, in all the Bhakti Shastras, all the Bhaktas have Ananya Bhakti, say they pray to the Lord. You know, in Tulsidas' total Ramayana, if you read the Bhagavata Purana, in this only, in so many stories, what we have seen is every Bhakta is asking, hey Bhagavan, free my mind from all this Kama Krodhadi Arishadvarga. Other than you, who can do that? Is it not? That's it. See, some people have expressed outside in the form of writings for the posterity to make use of it. But many others have not mentioned. But what they did, this only in the secret chambers of their own Upasana Mandir or Puja room. Hey Bhagavan, I am doing this Upasana to you, this Puja to you, this Vrata to you, this Japa to you. The result of all of that I want is that which I am not able to do, you do it for me. That is, please bring me out of this Mahamoha, this Mahamaya. That even though I want to come out, I am not able to. That is called as Kena Prayuktaha Ayam Purusha Papam Charati Anichannapi. Heart in heart, no jiva wants to involve in the world to fall down. But he is a helpless victim. That is called Mahamaya. You understand? That Mahamaya can be conquered only when the grace of the Mahamaya Shakti, Sri Mata, blesses us or Bhagavan blesses us. Therefore, I have desired now to be desireless and I want to get the Lord, then I will do it for myself. Maharaj, 3 कदम से ज़्यादा नहीं होगा. लुढ़की जाओगे, फंसी जाओगे. Don't underestimate. Like the people want to climb Kedarnath. है क्या डेली मैं 10 किलोमीटर चलता हूँ घर में, डायबिटिक हूँ मैं, वो मेरे लिए थोड़ी है ज़्यादा. I can do. They don't take horse or pony. They walk 200 meters, खत्म हो जाता है उनकी बात. ना घोड़ा मिलेगा, then they pay double the money. That fellows no, they are very pakka. He asked for the horse. He said 1,000 rupees. नहीं साहब 100 600 में, नहीं साहब 800 दे दो, नहीं 600 600. Because overconfidence that I can climb, why should I give 200 extra? 200 meters के बाद निकल जाता है. And this घोड़ा वाला आराम से मूंगफली खाते हुए वो उसके तरफ घूमता रहेगा. Then he'll have to say, अब पीछे तो नहीं जाते. People ask me, did you have darshan Mata Rani? I can't say no, because to answer them I came to Mandir, not for mother darshan anyway. Then he will not ask घोड़ा वाला इसका पलड़ा भारी है, आप चलोगे क्या घोड़ा तुम? वो सुनेगा नहीं घोड़ा वाला. भैया यू हैव टू कम होना पड़ता है. हाँ बोल. ही रोप जपता है वो. जब आओगे क्या? हाँ आऊँगा बोलो. ना कितने का? आप चलो तुमने 800 कहा, 700 दे देता हूँ. किसने कहा 800? 2000. You understand that they end up in paying 1600 जो 800 का खत्म होता था. How many times it happened? Why I have given the example is, don't be overconfident about our power and the less power of the Maya. Don't underestimate Maya's power. Don't have overconfidence about one's own power. It is when it is said Mameva prapadyante mayametam taranti, in that Mam prapadyanti mayam taranti, none of these words are important. The important word in the entire shloka is eva. The two-letter word which is never carried is the most important in that shloka. Eva means only. Means mam eva ye prapadyante. Only those who do prapanti sharanagati to me, they only will cross Maya. Not those who have not surrendered to me. वो कितना भी खुद कोशिश करे, after a certain level they will fall. They will keep on falling till they surrender to the Lord, and by His grace only they can permanently cross it. These are the very crucial, sublime, subtle things. If they are not heard or understood and accepted and practiced, with all our arrogance that I have Shastra samajh gaya hu, now I am a self-disciplined person, now I can do whatever I want. See, morning 4 o'clock I am getting up. See, I am doing all the things. See, I am doing japa tapa. See, I kept everybody away from me. नारायण ये कुछ दिन के लिए होगा. देखो बाद में. एवा माम एवा, भगवान सेड मुझे ही जो सरेंडर करेगा. एवा यू हैव टू ऐड इट 3 places. माम एवा, प्रपद्यन्ते एवा, then taranti eva. To me only, and fully surrendering people only, and cross the Maya. There it's not only, definitely. Eva word also means definitely. Taranti eva, definitely they cross only when they surrender to me only, completely. In other words, those who don't surrender to me only completely, they will not. That is why Bhagavantam Adokshajam. We are seeing what is written here there. Okay? Now the third one. First one was what? Do you understand all the picture? Every question I asked, 10, 12 questions we asked. Then when the answer final was, I want to change or improve, then we said, when such experiences happen to everyone, how we have to use them. There are 3 steps we said. First was deep desire to be desireless, deep desire to get to the Lord, Paramatma Prapti. Second is what? Praying to the Lord only. Because other than Him, nobody can free us. These stories of, the Indra every time Gidigida in front of Narayana. Gajendra, after 1,000 years of fighting with crocodile, asking for Narayana. Prahlada, whether he asked or not, Narayana only came and helped her. The Draupadi, she was holding to her sari, and finally, all of them, what story they deeply indicate. Or even Sita ji there for that 1 year or 10 months, Gidgidate hue, Ram Ram Kehna. All that period, what that indicates is their prapatti to Paramatma. All of them did prapatti, even Arjuna also in Yuddha Kshetra. कार्पण्य दोषोपहत स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेता यत्श्रेयस्या निश्चितं ब्रूहि मे शिष्यस्तेहं शाधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम. See, prapatti, the word came or not? The Sharanagati. I am telling you the 7th chapter, 14th sloka, as well as the 15th sloka of this chapter, and total our own lives understanding how it should be. Remember, at the gross level, the efforts are less, so the problems are less. The more subtle we become, the efforts are more, the problems will be severe. The problems will not only be severe, but if we fail there and fall down, the damage will be more. And again, to climb to that level, again it takes that much time. Therefore, the more we grow, the more we become subtle, the more we have to be careful not to fall. And what is the care? More depending on Paramatma's Krupa. For that, more and more involving in Upasana, prayer. You understand why the Upasana? See, the first shloka, Shanno Mitraha, their Upasana. Thereafter, Guru Upasana and learning all grammar. Then the Vyahruti, that is Samhita Upasana. Then the Medha ke liye Omkar Upasana. फिर श्री के लिए again ओमकार का उपासना. Now अंतः व्याहृति उपासना. Why the Shruti Mata is making us do in the morning class? Unless these are all done, that infinite power of Lord will not come as a kavacha to us, around us, to protect us from his own another infinite power of Maya. That is गिराने वाला माया, ये पकड़कर बचाने वाला माया. That's called avidya maya, this is called midya maya. Okay, second thing is over. Second I told again 10th time. Now the third one is what? Ki, when we did first, I want to get rid of desires. And I want to have you, O Lord. Then when you did second one, that I surrender and pray intensely. After these two are done, the third thing will happen in our life, that Lord gives all opportunities. Okay? For achieving above things, we attend to next sentence, by our efforts. हमें जो कुछ करना होता है ना, वो करने का हमारे सामने काम आता है, वो हमको जरूर करना है. Like when I want something, the Lord is ready to give me, but He expects me to do something to get that. क्योंकि पॉकेट में कुछ नहीं मिलता ना, मिलना भी नहीं चाहिए. When those opportunities come, actually to do what is said in about two things, we must do that. And that is what is said in the last but three slokas. The in between portion of that, it includes all that. In our side, what we have to do are both the portions. The first portion of the dosha, drushti and pratipaksha bhavana, it is what we have to do. Don't forget the three steps. First is desire to come out of desires and get Lord. Second is pray to Him. After praying to Him, He will send us to a Guru or a Shastra, or He will give us an idea in the Buddhi, like no Guru, no Shastra, but His own Buddhi became awakened to Pururava, in which He did the Pratipaksha Bhavana, Dosha Drushti. This won't happen. Earlier, what was happening to him? He was having Asha only for that Punstali, the Urashi, and he is requesting him, her only, begging her only. And she is not staying, she is going only. Now, when he said, who can protect me other than Adokshaja? Immediately God's grace came. The God's grace first comes is in this form, that you are given an idea to do the dosha drushti or pratipaksha bhavana. That we have to encash. I am telling you again, very little, secretly, subtly, like a small ripple it comes. In a small flame it comes. That pratipaksha bhavana. What is that? कि मैं इतना भीख मांग रहा हूँ उसको, फिर भी वो मेरी बात नहीं सुन रही है, जा रही है. You know, पहले क्या था? मैं उनसे भीख मांग रहा हूँ, वो मेरी बात सुनेगी, मानेगी. See the slightest demarcation between these two. Earlier, he was intensely requesting her, begging her, praying her, Jaye, Ghore, Tishte. In that, he was having the Ashavada inside him and the Guna Drushti in her. कि मानेगी, सुनेगी, मुड़ेगी, आएगी. The moment little different thought comes कि इतना मैं बुला रहा हूं फिर भी वो नहीं आ रही है, नो रुक रही है, that is the ripple that we have to encash by increasing it. Then how do you do it? Million ways. Few of the ways are what? If she can leave me and go, I can also live without her. And she was never with me right from my birth. She came in between. She will never be totally there with me anyway. Even if she is there, I may not be there. Every of these thought is a Pratipaksha Bhavana. What is it doing? It is doing in our own minds craving and asha for her. Removing the cravings in our own mind for her. This is what is we have to achieve. And after all, everything is Maya. Mind is Maya. The quiet mind was there. Urvashi came, the mind got infatuated. As long as the Prarabdha was there, she lived with him. When it is over, she was going away. Now he was suffering. That also is Maya. Now this wisdom also, the positive Maya, yeah, I can live without her. Then I will live without her. Then I must live without her. Then I should live without her. Why? Because now my goal is not her, my goal is him. Is it not? Because he prayed to Adokshajana. Adokshajana will give chance for the dosha drushti here, pratibhakshana bhavana here, then the guna drushti and sapaksha to that ultimate goal of Paramatma. He will send a guru in our life. He will send a shastra in our life. He will send such topics in our life. That time we should not be sleeping. We should awaken. We should recognize this is the most important golden moment in my life. If this is encashed, no looking back. Now in my own life, I can find all the changes for the good, all the efforts, endeavors which will lead me to the ultimate goal. Okay? First what kya we have to do. In the doing, first aspect is this dosha drushti as a pratibhaksha bhavana. Now the little higher than this is next sadhana, which yesterday we saw thoroughly. Therefore I'll only hint. And in that थोड़ा दिमाग यूज करो, कुछ बात को समझो, फिर जो करना है करो. The two things are said here, very crucial things. First thing is what? Vishaya Indriya Samyogat Manah Kshubhyati. Second thing is what? Adrushta Ashrutad Bhavat Bhavaha Na Upajayate. First, with balanced intellect, clearly analyze and understand these two things. After understanding things, then what is said in the first line of 22nd sloka, then what is said in the second line of 23rd sloka, and what is said in the first line again of 24th sloka, we have to practice. It's a research paper. Pururava story is a research paper to be thoroughly studied every sloka. फर्स्ट पॉइंट क्या है? विषय इंद्रिय संयोगात मन क्षुभ्यति. द क्षोभा इन माय मन of the desire, shobha in mana of desire. What is the root of it? When my indriyas have come in samyoga with the vishaya. First understand it. The shobha of desire in the mind comes because of the vishaya indriya samyoga. In other words, when the Vishaya Indriya Samyoga is not there, Manakshoba will not come. That is why na anyatha. Keeping this in mind, what is to be done? Na upasajjeta. Don't allow the Indriyas to go near the Vishayas. Strishu straineshu. There's the example. Towards whom the Indriyas should not go? Towards the Vishayas. Which are the Vishayas? Strishu and Straineshu. Stri means the women, Straineshu means those who talk only about the women, including any desire. Generalize karo. Because every desire we have to conquer, though this is the powerful one. Clear it is, only when Indriya and Vishaya some yoga happens, the Manak Shobha will happen. Once Manak Shubhit हो जाता है, disturbed होता है desire से, desire fulfill होने तक वो रुकता नहीं फिर. So desire fulfill करने से फिर उसका आदत होता है. What is best? We get the mind kshobhita with the desire and then quieten it by fulfilling the desire, or not allowing the mind to become kshobhita. Common sense. Not allowing. How not to allow? Where from the kshobha in the mind is happening? Because of Vishaya Indriya Samyoga. So what is to be done? Let the Indriyas not come in Samyoga with Vishaya. That is why he said, Athapi na upasajjetu shu upasajjeta strishu staineshu. And what is the substratum base for doing all that? Arthavitu. The Arthavit is what here? The two Arthavits. One Arthavit is at the higher level, my goal is Paramatma, not this. Because you already decided in the point one. लेकिन पॉइंट वन में हमने देखा ना, आई वांट डोंट वांट भगवान वर्ल्ड और एनीथिंग, आई वांट ओनली भगवान. वो डिसीजन हो गया ना, उसको भूलना मत. That is called as the sixth of the Samadhi Shataka Sampadi. It's called Samadhanam. Samadhanam means remembering my own goal which I myself well thought of and got convinced. मेरा वो गोल है ये नहीं, वो गोल है ये नहीं, वो गोल है ये नहीं. इस गोल परमात्मा का याद करते करते हमेशा we should protect our indriyas from going into the objects. Then what happens? न बांस रहेगा न बजेगी बांसुरी. Because Manakshobha is not happening. This is what I said yesterday, as the grace of Lord, which He has put in the world for our mukti, and which He puts in our heart when we pray to Him. At that time, what will happen? This thought will continuously happen. मेरे इंद्रियों के द्वारा मैं वहां जाऊंगा, तो मेरे मन में डिजायर सोएंगे. Then I cannot do my अर्थविद पुरुषार्थ परमात्मा साधना. Therefore, मैं जाऊंगा ही नहीं. In fact, every parent was teaching only this to their children in our ancient times. Till some 40-50 years back तक वो लोग बच्चों को जाने देने के बाद, बच्चे फंसने के बाद उनको बचाने का नहीं करते थे, फिर जाने ही नहीं देते थे. You and I, your own childhood, how many things we wanted our parents to give us, how many times we wanted permission from them to go here and there, and how many times they stopped us. Now I tell you one secret, you will not like it. Na? Like I wanted to go here and there 200 times. 200 times father did not allow me. No, I tell you the secret is, I have a strong impression that 200 times I wanted to go, my father did not allow me. That impression, that disappointment is there in me. In the same way, that the anger or disliking to father. This is okay. But yaad rakho, if he had allowed me, if not 200, out of them even 20 places, I would have destroyed myself in those 20 ways. Because which places I wanted to go, what I wanted to do, how it would have destroyed me, how would I imagine? पापा मैं मेरे दोस्तों के साथ घूमना चाहता हूँ, कहीं जाना नहीं, बैठ घर में used to tell us. Because only I think outside कि मैं दोस्तों के साथ घूमने जाता हूँ, but जाने के बाद क्या होगा? What talk I will do with them? What mind they spoil of mine? What where will they take me? How many dangers are there? No, all of them are thwarted or not by one order of our father. When I followed, I might have had the dukkha even now that I was not allowed. But was it not for my own good? Now today's world, it is not only whatever the children ask we give, rather we only expose them to everything of the world. There were so many desires in them, we can never turn their attention to Bhagavan. Never turn attention to values, nor to any Desha Bhakti, nor to any of the higher services. I'm just telling, by the way, connect कर लो. हम कैसे बचाए गए हमारे बचपन में. How all that is, how it is related to the topic? 100% related. विषय इंद्रिय संयोग से मन क्षोभ होता है. Last 2 years when we are not allowed to go out because of Corona, from how much of Manakshobha we were protected. Because of not going. And the people who at home also know how the art of destroying their mana by sticking to TV, etc. To this dirty, stupid fellows, we can't talk. We also may be a part of it little. But you and I, luckily, we did these 2 years of not allowed to go to the world for studying our Shastras. Exactly tomorrow, it will be 2 years of this Bhagavatam. July 1st, 2020, we started. Tomorrow is June 30, 2022. 730 days without break, even one day. We, from the Shloka 1 of the Mahatmya up to the 11th Skandha, 26th chapter, the Shloka 24, we studied almost 16.5 thousand shlokas, plus the 22,000 shlokas of Ramayana, plus so many mantras, etc. If we were not utilized that period of not allowed outside for this, we would have gone सोते हुए खाते हुए मोटे बनते हुए दिमाग कराते हुए टीवी देखते हुए. I'm telling all assorted way with an expectation that you are able to join all of them and get a beautiful bouquet or garland of understanding for yourself. And all that is based on two things. Bhagavan's Krupa comes in the form of Pratipaksha Bhavana to be developed, and the expression of that Pratipaksha Bhavana is Arthavita, remembering the goal all the time, not allowing our mana to get Kshobhita by one sadhana called as not allowing Indriyas to go into the Vastus. Tasmat, therefore, athapi na upasajjeta strishu straineshu cha arthavit. Here the arthavit is that goal, the arthavit also a matured person. What is the maturity of the arthavit? Second line tells. Ki the manak shobha will happen only when the Vishaya and Indriya come together. This artha, if you know, if this secret you know, if the art this you know, that when Indriyas go to the objects, then the objects through Indriyas enter into the mind and the mind is disturbed and agitated. If this thing truly, deeply you know, this you will know again when you get the grace of God through the upasana, through the prayer. Then kya hoga? You always prevent. A person who is preventing, he never needs a cure because he never deceased. Is it not? Like the moment fourth waves hints are coming, already you started taking your immunity tablets or you are taking some antiviral thing, something लेते जाओ तो आएगा नहीं आपको. If you are careless, it will come. How logical, how bakka is this subject? Hope you are understanding. Now, this half of the sadhana, we have to do the third one. First wala, strong desire to be desireless. Second wala, desire to experience Paramatma or desire of Bhagavan, Bhakti, Jnanam, Moksha. Even then, our own vasanas, our own habits, the place where we stay, and our prarabdha. These four will daunt us or taunt us or they chase us. That time what to do? At that time we said, the only way is Bhagavan's prarthana. Because our energies, our powers are not sufficient. Like, I want my Sanatana Dharma because it's the truth, should be spread in the entire world. But I don't have the Shakti now to do it. Do I want it? Because the other side, the power is so much. Then what I do? Only pray to Bhagavan. Because His grace is powerful, His power is infinite. Second point, again I am repeating 11th time. When His grace comes, we have to encash it. And the grace comes in two forms. That we have to do something, भगवान हमको हिंट देते हैं. बेटा ये कर कह रहा हूं मैं करने को, ये करोगे तो तुमने जो मांगा वो मिल जाएगा. And I am telling you once, very, you will not, some of you are tuning, if all are tuning, you will enjoy it. I quoted this shloka of 7th chapter, 14th, in the higher, subtler manner, 2-3 weeks back. Bhagavan did not say in this shloka of 7th chapter, 14th shloka Gita, those who surrender to me, I will cross them the Maya. Bhagavan did not say this. What did it say was, when they surrender to me, they cross the Maya, not I will cross them. Mameve prapadyante, aham tarayishyami. He did not say, Taya taranti, they only cross. This is how, when you have to deeply study Shastra, then only you get the crux. If you think in this way, which we listen every time, कि मैं उनके सरेंडर करूंगा तो मुझे पार कराएंगे, तो फिर हम इंतजार करते रहते हैं कि सरेंडर के नाम पे कब भगवान आके पार कराएंगे। भगवान ने नहीं कहा कि मैं पार कराता हूँ, भगवान कहते हैं वो पार हो जाते हैं। व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन मैं पार कराऊंगा वो पार हो जाते हैं? मैं पार कराऊंगा मीन दे डू नथिंग, वो पार करेंगे मतलब दे हैव टू डू समथिंग। Te taranti, they will cross. When they say they will cross, they say Kriya Pada is there, no? Means what? They will do. Then what is the gap between Mamaye Prabhadyanti Te Taranti is when we do Prapatti to him, he will give us some things to do. When we do that, the doing itself crosses us. And that doing is these two. One is Dosha Drushti, Pratibhaksha Bhavana. When you do it, half the thing you crossed. The second thing has again two halves. Second half has two halves. The first half so far we discussed. And what is that? Become Arthavitu. What is Arthavitu? The Kshobha in the mana happens when the Vishaya Indriya Samyoga happens. Therefore, what I have to do? Don't allow the Vishaya Indriyas to go into Vishaya. Protected your mind from the Kshobha. ये आपको करना पड़ता है, भगवान जब मौका देते हैं तो. That's what I gave the example of Corona. Bhagavan gave our chance to stop our indriyas, to go into the world. We have encashed it. That same time, we used for putting our indriyas for the Bhagavan. Therefore, in 2 years, so many of Shastras we heard. That example I gave for this. Is it very clear? And nobody does it for us. The first thing of desirelessness, desiring, then desiring for God, then the total surrender, Sharanagati, Bhakti, Pravatti, Prarthana to the Lord. Nobody does it for me. It is I have to do. Then the Dosha Drushti, Pratibhaksha Bhavana, nobody can do for me. I only have to do. Then nobody can help me or make me not allowing my indriyas to go into the objects. I only have to do that. This is the second half में first portion. Clear? मनक्षोभ को मैंने रोक दिया by not allowing my indriyas to enter into the object. This is from my side. Now, even when I am not allowing my indriyas to go into the Vishayas, I am in this very world. Indriyas will come to me, no? Sorry, Vishayas will come to me, no? At that time, what to do? पहली बात में क्या हुआ? मैं नहीं जा रहा हूं, जाने में या अनजाने में. एक आज अर्थवित में मैं समझ गया. when the indriyas go to the vishayas, the mana gets kshobita with desire, then all the whole building which is built will be collapsed. Of all my commitment, my anushtanas, my prayers, everything is gone. So I did not allow from my side, but they will come now. Further, the next portion. What is that? Adrushtat ashrutat bhavat na bhavaha upajayate. See, देखो, पहले हम खुद नहीं गए. सेकंड पॉइंट क्या है? लिसन केयरफुली. वो अपने आप आ रहे हैं तो हमने उनका खुशामदी नहीं किया, हमने उनको वेलकम नहीं किया. दिस इज द सेकंड पोर्शन ऑफ द सेकंड पार्ट. फर्स्ट पार्ट इज व्हाट? द प्रतिपक्ष भावना दोष दृष्टि. देन द सेकंड पार्ट में फर्स्ट पार्ट क्या है? योर सेल्फ विल नॉट गो through the indriyas into the objects because you have become arthavit. What is arthavit? When you go into vishayas through indriyas, the mana becomes kshobita. After that, again, the disease becomes third grade or third degree. It is difficult to treat there, like cancer. Initial stage, if you know, some therapies you save. Third grade में आप गए हो, so to the heart block, 30, 40, 70%, you know, easily some stent bypass. But 95%, 3 places blocked, very serious. First portion. Second portion is what? Another thing he is saying. Not only when you take initiative with indriyas to go into the world, that the mind gets kshubhyata. The other way of the mind kshobha, even though you don't from your side, even though you are avoiding from your side, is from that side only they will come. The vishayas try to enter through the ears and eyes, and same thing they do. What is that? Bhavaha upajayate. What is said, the manakshubhyati earlier, same thing is called as bhava, means desire upajayate. Therefore, don't allow it. Therefore, what is to be done? Not only we with our karmendriyas go into the Vishyas. When the Indriya Vastus themselves come, we close our ears and eyes. That is why Avrutta Chakshuh Amrutatvam Icchan. Because Maya यहाँ भी काम करती है कि तुम नहीं जा रहे हो तो मैं ही आऊंगा. He did not go पुरूरवा, वो खुद ही आ गई. फंस गया कि नहीं? And the first one is to conquer, that you will not go. The second is tough to conquer when itself comes. Like when you have to go to the theaters to see movie, अरे इतना लंबा लाइन है यार, कौन खड़ा रहेगा टिकट के लिए? बहुत बार तो मिलता भी नहीं. We had to go. There were many a times we came halfway the line. आधा में आ गए वापस हम. सिनेमा के लिए टिकट की लाइन में खड़े होकर मारा मारी हो रही, तो we came back. Didn't you do that 40-50 years back? अब क्या है, you need not go and stand in line. Itself is coming at home through all the TV channels, thousands of movies. Now, how difficult it is to give up. पॉकेट में आ रहा है भाई. Totally our mind is lost in this or not. Earlier it was not available. Therefore, he was doing some social service. He was doing some spirituality. He was doing some at least better job of his own. घर गृहस्थी को अच्छी तरह संभालता था. क्योंकि मूवी जा नहीं सकते, बिकॉज मेरे चॉइस में है, मैंने डिसाइड की, बिकॉज इट्स डिफिकल्ट. अब तो सब घर में है, फ्री है, टू सच एन एक्सटेंट दैट इन एवरीबॉडीज हैंड इन दिस टेलीफोन एवरीथिंग ऑफ द वर्स्ट थिंग ऑफ द वर्ल्ड इज अवेलेबल. देखो कलयुग का माया, देखो तू नहीं आएगा मेरे पास, मैं आऊंगा तुम्हारे पास. नो दिस इज टफ, मोर टफ, एंड देयर इज नो अल्टरनेटिव. If you don't close your eyes, Maya will enter you. I can't help it, Bhagavan says. That is why the Pururava's last concluding thought is what? Adrushtad asrutad bhavat na bhavaha upajayate. This is the second part of the second portion. If you don't see through eyes, listen through ears, in the mind the kamana will not come. Therefore, what to do? Close your ears and eyes. And whether they are entering through the eyes and ears by themselves, or whether you are yourself going through your senses. Another danger is what? Asamprayunjata prana. This is most important. थोड़ा इसको बहुत एक्सप्लेन करना है मुझे, टाइम उतना नहीं है, थोड़ा सा बताएंगे कि असंप्रयुंजतः प्राणान मीन्स व्हाट? द प्राण शक्ति when it is not used through karma and your indriyas and jnanendriyas to involve in, I am telling again, listen carefully. When we are not allowing our prana shakti to be used to involve in the world through the karmendriya and jnanendriya, then what will happen? The prana shakti जो क्रिया शक्ति बन रहा था, वो शांत होकर ज्ञान शक्ति बनेगा. That is called here manam stimitam, manah stimitam bhavati, then manah shamyati. You understand? When we don't use our indriyas in involving in the world, first achieved thing is manastimitam. No, I am to enjoying Baba ye wala shlok ka ye line, but I am not finding how to tell you. Now our mind is not stimita. It is disturbed so much that becomes quietened. Means what? With all the above exercises, when I add one more thing of quietening my prana shakti also, by not allowing it to indulge, quietening is, prana shakti is never quieted. It has to be all the time active, otherwise you will die only. Prana shakti can never be stopped, should never be tried to be stopped. It has to be used for the positive, not for the negative. That we have to do. ये subject फिर कभी आएगा तो पढ़ेंगे हम. Maybe pranamaya kosha in the comes, that time we discuss. So here, last point is what? Asamprayunjatah pranan manah stivitam bhutva manah shamyati. Means what? When the prana shakti, which is a bridge between the mana and indriyas, also when controlled, असंप्रयुंजित प्राण मीन्स थोड़ा सा प्राणायाम भी करो और कर्मेंद्रियों से बाहर में मत जाने दो, और इंद्रिय मन में जब क्षोभ होता है उसके कारण प्राण को भी डिस्टर्ब ना करने दो. एक्चुअली द प्राण शक्ति इज जड़, but the same jada prana shakti, when properly controlled, it will control the chaitanya yukta mana one side, the chaitanya yukta the indriyas the other side. that is, and the body also. प्राण शक्ति कंट्रोल में वो बढ़िया सा वो बेनिफिट है. But in this topic, the thought is asamprayunjata pranan manashamyati shamyati stimitam manaha. Means when the activities of all above indriyas stopped, when the that means the prana shakti is not leaking through them. What will happen is first the mana becomes stimita, shanta. Then that shanta mana, when it is used for knowing Paramatma, Paramatma experience comes to us. Then shamyati means that disappears. The disappearance of the mind is the realization. Is it not? And wherever the mind was there nothing but Chaitanya Paramatma alone is there, we discover. And that will be our tomorrow's. अच्छा तेलुगु वाले सुन रहे दुर्गदृश्य विभाग का सब्जेक्ट है. Even in Taittiriya we study here, and here also wherever it comes we study. Now tasmat, therefore, oh my dear, right from beginning till now, whatever discussion we did for last 15-16 days, the conclusion of that is what? Sangaha na kartavyaha. संग नहीं करने को कर्तव्य बनाओ. Duty not to get into sangha. With whom? Strishu straineshu cha. With the strees as well as the stri lampatas, whoever they may be. Indriyahi. Indriyahi means कर्मेंद्रियों से मत जाना, ज्ञानेंद्रियों से उसमें इंडल्ज मत होना, प्राण शक्ति को उसके लिए खर्चा नहीं करना, मन के साथ उसमें फंसना नहीं, बुद्धि में उसके प्रति व्यामोह को नहीं बढ़ाना, और चित्त में उसके संस्कार नहीं बढ़ाना, अहम के रूप में सफर नहीं होना. All that is in one sentence, indriyahi. Sangaha na kartavya. Again, if I explain in this way, it's a 1 hour explanation. I will not do all that, but this much is left for you understanding. Indriyaihi strishu straineshu cha na sangaha kartavyaha. And a warning with which Pururava song ends. What? It's a simple thing. I'll tell it in simple way only, and you will understand it. Okay? The greater than the greatest Vidwans also, remember, should not or cannot and will not trust the 5 Indriyas and Mana. If they have little bit also trusted the Indriyas and Mano, from the topest height where they were, they just fell down. If that is the case with such a Vidwan, what to talk about you and me? What is the meaning of that? 2 things. Till we become Vidwan, we have to keep on protecting ourselves by not allowing our Indriyas to meet with the Stri and Stri Straina. Till what? Till we become Vidwan. After becoming Vidwan, even after becoming Vidwan also, there is no guarantee that we will not fall if we give the chance to the 6. Therefore, even after becoming Vidwan, we should not give chance to them. Till they, when what we have to give, should not give chances, sir, till we become the Vidwan in experience, where we discover the Paramatma in us and everywhere. विद्वान बनने के लिए पहले सब दूर रखना है. विद्वान बने के बाद विद्वान बनने का फायदा उठाने के लिए टू नो द ट्रुथ, यही काम हमको करते रहना. स्त्रीषु त्रैणेषु न संगः कर्तव्यः. Now, to this, please remember, do it or don't do it. Never try to find alternative. Never try to improve upon this sentence. Never try to insult this sentence. Like a temple, a sanctum sanctorium. You need not go there. You need not do namaskar if you don't like. But don't disturb that sanctum sanctorium. Is it not? In spiritual life, these type of portions are sanctum sanctoriums. Means what? Don't try it to make it the other way. What is that? Even to a Vidwan also, a chance is given for the Indriyas and Mana. He himself will fall down. What to talk about us? Then what? Na kartavyaha sangaha. There is no other alternative. Ultimately इतना ही है. तुमको बचना है तो एक ही तरीका है, इंद्रियों के द्वारा वहां नहीं जाना. और इसका कंटिन्यू करो. जब तक नहीं जाओगे बचते ही रहोगे. जब जाओगे तो फंस जाओगे. And what is the meaning of indriya nahi jana? When you think from inside to go, become artavit and say that I will not go because mind become kshobita. When from the outside also they come, kaan aur aankh band kar lena. In this way, don't allow any of these things to come inside your heart. The moment they come, destroy. Therefore, to escape that only, what you have to do is 24 घंटे भगवान में ऐसे लगाओ काम, कुछ ना कुछ भगवान रिलेटेड करते जाना कि इधर भगवान मिल जाए या मर जाए. Both of them are better than involved in the world. This conviction is called Arthavitu. Purunama came to this sentence, this level. It is all his soliloquy. He is understanding, I will never be now have the Sangha with my Indriyas to Stri and Straina. Vidusham api Visra means what? He himself was a Vidwan. He himself, he says actually Kimu Madrusham. में हम जैसे क्या है, हम तो लुढ़क जाएंगे. बड़े बड़े विद्वांस also have become prey to that. What to talk about ourselves, he says. But otherwise, he also is a great person in one way. Don't try to find an alternative. In the sense what? नहीं कोई बात नहीं, कुछ नहीं होगा. I know what how to control myself, how to protect myself. Therefore, I will go into the world of objects through my indriyas. You go, but don't think or expect or have any asha hope that you will grow spiritually. And also don't be overconfident that that involvement of yours will be safe. No, one day or the other, the Urvashi will kick you like the donkey. Only thing is you wait for it. In 4 lines, if you want to listen simply, जाना बंद करो, point 1. मन शांत हो जाएगा, point 2. शांत मन से भगवान का ध्यान करो, point 3. भगवान का अनुभव हो जाएगा, point 4. सब कुछ भगवान ही दिखेगा, point 5. That's it. When you see everything as God, then there we have transcended all the risks. If not, you are any moment you have fallen. Stop going. See its result in the quietening of the mind. Use the quiet mind for knowing the Lord. When the knowledge Lord is known, everything is God only. Then the mind and Maya cannot play their play. There no more they can play. When the truth is known, the Maya will have to quieten itself. It will not play in front of us. It will not bring the objects and say, इसमें भोग है, आ जाओ आ जाओ. क्योंकि हमको पता चला आनंद तो परमात्मा में है. Is it not? When I know the Lord, when I've seen, that's why Adgatva Nivartante. When you reach there, you will not be prey to the Maya. Prey means that P-R-A-Y. P-R-E-Y, not P-R-A-Y. P-R-E-Y is prayer. P-R-E-Y. This is what, in short, what we studied in 60 days about AILA Upakhyanam in one way. This can be discussed in again so many ways. Every day we can talk only this topic for 1 year. और एक एंगल में देखो, और एक एंगल में देखो. But today I believe we tried a little bit to take the entire chapter into account and discuss for our own life how we have to help ourselves. फिर से मत पूछना बाबा जी, फिर से शुरू करो. Again I have to start from Pururava, the great person became successful. So great he became that Urvashi came to him. When he came to him, he said, very good, you came. And she said, yeah, I came. Then they got together. Then the Prananda got over. She had to leave. Then the Dukkha. Sara फिर से मुझे बताना पड़ेगा. I तो remember what I spoke. Listen this talk of today at least twice. कम से कम 2 बार इसको सुनना ध्यान से. It will give such a clarity that you will have a confidence what to do. When you know that, have the confidence of what to do knowledge, really we start doing, then we start coming up. And to be more practical, जहाँ जो कहा है ना, तस्मात् संगो न कर्तव्यः स्त्रीषु स्त्रैणेषु, it includes what? Become a yogi, become a tapasvi, become a vanaprasthi. Don't give chance to anyone, don't take chance for anyone. Just be with yourself. That's it. And few things which can help us are, throughout life we indulged in that only, bhoga of the world. Now last few years, let us try to become yogi. Oh, Karna, let me do this. Indulgence I did. Let me do the restriction. Think about the world I did. Let me think about Bhagavan now. Bhoga I did now. Tapasya let me do now. Like so many years, every day I slept in so many hours. Few days, let me reduce the sleep and do sadhana. So many years, excessive I ate. Now, next 10 years, let me reduce the quantity of eaten food so that I am lighter for my sadhana. So many years, I spoiled my senses and mind by indulging the world on the name of entertainment through the TV, etc. Next 5 10 years, I'll stop all that and try to see the Lord in my heart. Now, these are the few tips I'm telling. Better than this, also, you can discover in yourself. But whatever the thing it is, as it says in Bhagavata, yena kena prakarena harihi smartavyaha. Or kena abhi upayena manaha krishne niveshayet. याद है कि नहीं ये बात आपसे 11 बार कहलवाया मैंने when we studied that portions. किसी भी तरह भगवान में मन लगा दो बस. Tell to ourselves. So many obligations, so many things I fulfilled throughout life. Anybody called, I went. And now stop. Let me have the obligation fulfilled of the call of Bhagwan, call of the Guru, the call of the Rishis, the call of the saints. The call of the conch. Puja Gurudev used to call Gita as the call of the conch. शंख ध्वनि को सुनो. भगवान कृष्ण का शंख ध्वनि को सुनो. भगवान शिव जी का डमरू का ध्वनि को सुनो. पर ब्रह्म का ओंकार ध्वनि को सुनो. Is it not? Let us listen to that. The prema dhvani of invitation of the mother, let us listen to. Let us be obliging them, enough of obliging the world. These are the few tips which we have to feel inside and become stronger in our commitments to become introverted, to grow in our sadhana. Else इतना पढ़ा हमने, बोलने को तो कह रहे कि 2 साल से हम पढ़ रहे हैं, क्या फर्क पड़ा फिर? Then we'll be a wrong example to the world. I am better than you. I didn't study Shastra. I am more better and happy than you. You wasted your 2 years of time. You and your Swami both are useless. If this transformation doesn't come in us, if this commitment doesn't come in us, if this initiative we don't take, if we don't scale the heights in this regard with our due efforts, we ought to blame ourselves. And why should we give chance? That much weak we are not. That immature we are not. It is our life. We are taking into our hands. It's our challenge. We will do. And we don't take ourselves for granted. We don't have overconfidence also. We will do little by little. And what is little by little? The classes already we are attending. We don't leave them first. The classes themselves, little deeply we listen every time. Second, when we go home, we do little manana on that. That's it. And little time is there, do japa. थक गए सो जाते. Our din is done. Wonderful. Then put this day at the feet of the Lord. जो मुझे करना था कर दिया भगवान. आप पूरा आपको जितना मार्क्स देना है दे दो. आपकी मर्जी. Day by day in this way, we have to live the life of fulfillment. Every day is a fulfillment. Classes are attended. Contemplation mananam is done. Little of dhyanam japa puja are done. Whatever the duties have to be done, that we did. The world wanted to enter our mind. Mind wanted to enter in the world with my own smartha. What is called here? Arthavita. With my wisdom, I didn't allow it to happen. Safe we are. हो गया बात. और यही साधना कहते हैं. यही जब गूढ़ गंभीर बनता रहता है, the layers of Maya go away, then the depth starts happening. Like when we are studying the same portion again and again, every time are we not getting the deeper meanings? In the same way, the sadhana, when it becomes intenser, the deeper experiences start coming. The experience of purity, the experience of calmness, the experience of divinity, the experience of the good qualities, all of that is, that's called divinity, that's called realization. The ultimately, Sarva Vyapaka Satchidananda Vastu. I am that. और उसके लिए हम एनीवे तैतरे तो पढ़ ही रहे हैं. हो गया. Now from tomorrow we'll not talk this topic. Straight away we'll go to Shri Bhagavanu Vacha. In this we'll have 12 slokas of 11 slokas of greatest Amrita blessings given by Bhagavan himself to us. Just like Bhagavan gave Amrita to Devatas after the Kshira Sagara Mathanam. Is it not? Like Bhagavan gave Arjuna the Gita Amrita. In these 11 shlokas, Bhagavan Krishna is giving us Bhagavata Amrita. इससे बढ़कर और कोई टॉपिक नहीं है. तो whether you have heard or not the earlier 16 days of talks, next 3 or 4 days where we will study these 11 shlokas. एक दिन में होएगा, 2 दिन लगे, whatever, I don't know what Bhagavan speaks. Only after sitting here, I am also a listener like you only. Somebody will speak, we don't know. So it may take 2 or 3 days. Don't miss this portion. एक एक शब्द हम डिस्कस करेंगे. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ ताये शृण्वन्ति गायन्ति, like 29 श्लोका. This will compare with Taittiriya Upanishad, because in Taittiriya also same words come. तायो वेद सवेद ब्रह्म सर्वे अस्मै देवाः बलिमा वहन्ति. You understand? Today only we chanted that mantra, or may it comes in the 6th anuvaka. See? No, in the 5th only it came. Today only we chanted, I think. तायो वेद सवेद ब्रह्म सर्वे अस्मै देवाः बलिमा वहन्ति. With this anuvaka ends, the 5th one. है ना. भूर्भुवः सुवरिति वा एताः तिस्रो व्याहृतयः तासाम् अस्मेतां चतुर्थीं महाचमस्य प्रवेदेते महीति तद्ब्रह्म स आत्मा अंगान्यन्या देवताः. भूरिति वा अग्निः भूरिति वायुः सुवरित्यादित्यः महीति चंद्रमाः चंद्रमसा सर्वाणि ज्योतिषिंच प्रमीयन्ते. बिफोर दैट भूरिति वायं लोकः भुवरित्यसौ लोक भुवरित्यन्तरिक्षं सुवरित्यसौ लोकः महादित्याद्यः आदित्येन वाव सर्वे लोका महीयन्ते. In the same way, भूरिति वै प्राणः भूरित्यपानः सुवरिति व्यानः महीति अन्नं महीति अन्येन वाव सर्वे लोका महीयन्ते. तावा एताश्चतस्रो व्यावृतः तायो वेद स वेद ब्रह्म सर्वे यस्मै देवाः बलिमा वहन्ति. देखो याद आ गया मुझे. हियर आल्सो ताये शृण्वन्ति, देयर आल्सो तायो वेद. कंपेयर करके हम पढ़ेंगे. गुड टेक्स्ट इट इज. एवरी श्लोक like what is teshu nityam mahabhaga mahabhageshu matkataha sambhavanti. I am telling to myself that these last 4-5 chapters of 11th skandha, let us पूरा रस निचोड़ कर भगवान भागवत को इतना तंग करेंगे कि वो लोग भी परेशान हो जाए कि इतना परेशान क्यों हो रहा है समझने के. Let us do that as our contribution. सर्वं कृष्णार्पणमस्तु. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. कृष्ण भगवान की जय. चलो.